Boys, are we going to go to zero on pDAI? What do you fellas think? All your opinions would be great. So I'll just start first. So my opinion is I think he's asking from the context of, can we have another massive dump? So it is possible that we have another massive dump based on the liquidity, but it can never go to zero based on the amount of burnt liquidity it has with Atropa. So there's 6.3 billion tokens in Atropa. So I think that's like 20% of the supply or something like this. So it can never, ever, ever go to zero because too much is in burnt liquidity, but it could get dumped down. I don't know what would cause that, some sort of a new FUD wave. But at the minute, I don't actually think it can have another massive dump. I think a lot of big traders who don't believe accumulated the bottoms and will cause a massive dump, but I don't think that we're there. I think that they also can see the trajectory that we're headed to, so we could have a big dump between 3 and 10 cents, in my opinion, but not what we've seen before. That's just my opinion. What do you boys think?
Check this chart out, sirs. Come check it out. So this is obviously the log chart. It's funny, if we went up to 12 and then drop back down to 1. See, 1 cent looks amazing right now, doesn't it? But look what this would look like on a linear chart. That's like, you see Ivan on tech drawing this. He's like, oh, the pDAI. So that would be a 92% drop. And everybody would say it's pretty much zero. They're like, oh, it's meant to go to $1, but it went back to 1 cent. So that could happen. But I think look, man, we went to zero twice, sir. Name me a coin that's done that. You can't. Not even Bitcoin. The only thing we can get remotely close is Ethereum. It had a flash crash on one exchange, Poloniex. It went to zero. One for exchange. This actually went to zero twice. So this is literally never before seen. That's why, like, I feel like Richard's in the background and he's like, how bad do you want it? Do you really want it? Do you really believe? Do you really think we need a native decentralized stablecoin that's got to do this? And we're like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he's like, all right, I'm going to send it to zero. How much do you believe now? It's literally just a biblical shakeout, a tsunami wave shakeout. We went to zero twice. That's why I think the next level, like, what can they do? Send it to zero a third time after we go to 10 cents? Or like, I've been through that before. That's why I try to play with my head. I'm like, what if he throws the decoy stablecoin or something else out? So absolutely, Mr. Red Bull. Yeah, we went to zero twice now, man. Like, do you guys know of any coins that has gone zero like this with this inflation and stopping and then this story? I feel very confident about this zone down here. But you got to remember, man, like, for us to get to, say, 10 cents, pDAI doesn't have us anymore. It's got us plus 48,000 more people or something ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's a lot of people who are, you know, where they're like, hey, do you really think we need a native decentralized stable coin? And you never know. We might roll that scenario stuff out again.
Well, going back to the comment from Carl Hex earlier, just before we go to Daz and Bud and Big Banana on this, going back onto this comment about the potential buyers as well, this hypothesis is becoming more and more interesting to me by the day, that it's being run by artificial intelligence, and the bots themselves, the arbitrage bots, potentially are connected to the artificial intelligence. So I've seen another tweet from somebody else. I think it was Ben HP Source saying that the bots are buying. The bots are buying. They're doing all the buying on pDAI, or a large majority of the buyers on pDAI. So even if we don't, there's still all this tremendous amount of buying coming from somewhere. So just food for thought.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the bots doing it, and I know which ones are the bots. I worked it out, and I shared it with a number of people. But yeah, I noticed, I think each bot are left over with like 181 or 182. There's lots of bot buying, but I think that was just to pump it up a little bit when we went crazy. So I think we'll probably see that again soon. They just like to pump it up, ramp things up. You know, I think maybe Fed and T-bill will be the next one, because if people didn't see, it was at 600 billion that was burnt today of T-bill. So I think there's something going to happen with that. Something that's going to happen. That I think T-bill is going to play a big part with the peg as well. So and Fed in this bull run. I think they got a big part to play in. So them two are definitely going to work out. But I do notice all the bots as well. So it's definitely happening. Something's happening in the background. You can see it.
So what do you place as a likelihood for another zero? So another massive drop, Daz, before we ask Bud and Big Bananas.
I don't think there's going to be much of a huge drop apart from the traders. You might get some of the traders, but I don't think they hold enough. The traders do. I think mainly it's going to be more believers. The more and more it goes up, more people are going to believe in it. So obviously you get the traders, but I don't think you're going to see a big drop. Even though liquidity is quite low, but it is growing. But yeah, I think there's not really going to be too much of a drop. Maybe like a couple of cents when you get up there, like 10 cents. It'll go back down to like 5 cents or something like that. But I can't really see it doing too much. There's been a bit of a drop the last day because it did go up to 0.035. Now it's back down to 0.027 at the moment.